Now to the showdown for the Speaker's gavel in the U.S. House of Representatives. Republicans rejected Representative Jim Jordan for House Speaker on a first ballot today. No further votes are expected today. You may remember Congressman Kevin McCarthy was ousted by a member of his own party, leaving the House and much of the country in limbo. Queen City News Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes joins us now. And Khalif, let's start with Jim Jordan. He secured fewer votes than anticipated. He lost 20 Republicans. People at home might be wondering, are we in for another 15 rounds like we saw with Kevin McCarthy?
This is straight math. You know, you can take it back to elementary school. You learn about math and world history, and you learn about concession even on the playground. If you want something, you normally have to do something for someone else. He walked into this thing after they initially nominated him with their backdoor, vote. 50 folks came out and said they would publicly not support him on the floor. He cut that number down, at least he believed, to 10 walking into today's vote. Well, obviously, those 10 that he thought he had, it was double. It was 20. And so his backdoor dealing will have to increase if he wants to attempt to try to maneuver himself to that number of 217. But I think he's very, very far. A cat doesn't, change its ways. It lands the same way every time. If it does, a zebra doesn't change its stripes. If he's somebody that doesn't want to concede, I don't think he's going to start conceding just to get votes. He's trying to push his agenda on folks and force them to voting for him.
So let's talk about these backdoor dealings, because Jim Jordan has a very unique strategy, one that we normally see when it comes to bills getting passed, but he's using this strategy to be able to get and secure his Speaker of the House position. And when we talk about this, I thought it was interesting because they put out to the public who was going against him.
Yeah, the biggest thing with him is that as opposed to trying to do it behind closed doors, secure your votes, and then walk into the room knowing that you've tied it up maybe with 3 rounds or 4 rounds, he's attempting to use, I think, one portion is the power of former President Trump and knowing that I have his endorsement, and then using media and saying, I am the guy, everyone should support me, and kind of trying to shame them into voting for him as opposed to convince them and work collaboratively, even within his own party. And it kind of goes to show the divide between the GOP. Again, today, you've seen a lot of members of the GOP saying that this is the Democrats' fault. That's been the push the whole entire time because you don't want to show that your party is divided, so you have to say that it's the Democrats, it's the Democrats. Well, the number that he needed to win today is 217. It's 221 Republicans that were elected the last time I looked. So if he had support internally within his own party, he could have been successful today. But because his party is extremely fractured in terms of their leadership and their ideology, the way they view different things, specifically financially, when we're talking about what happened in Ukraine, when we're talking about potentially what's going on right now in Israel, money is the biggest thing that someone will have to concede on internally. The Democrats can vote as a bloc and change nothing. But if the Republicans vote together, I think they can have consensus.
Yeah, we'll see if there are concessions that, get given up here with when it comes to Jim Jordan. But let's talk about Patrick McHenry, North Carolina Congressman, Gastonia native. He is the pro tem speaker pro tem right now. Do you see a scenario that he somehow gets voted in full time here?
Well, because the country's at a recess right now, and I mean, they're not doing anything. You need someone to be in that position to be able to guide things, to be able to push forward legislation. And so I think, if anything, that you'll see them give him temporary power. In terms of him going forward, he's too close, similarly situated to McCarthy. And I think he won't get the support of votes to become the full-time speaker because people will just see him as McCarthy, which I don't think in this era is beneficial for the GOP party. You need someone that has distinguished themselves, that will be strong in their moral beliefs and their ethics, but also will be able to negotiate. And the party doesn't support anyone. That's why Scalise had to step away.
I got to get this in because Nancy Mace voted for Jim Jordan and also Kevin McCarthy and also Steve Scalise. They got pretty much an ovation when they voted. How does that unite the party? And do you feel like those backdoor discussions now that are going on, because we're hearing today, there's not going to be another vote today.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your take?
I think when you get those, you show that the guy that was going in front of you and now he stepped away and now he supports you. It shows that, okay, Jim Jordan at least has tied up him. And typically you want him to tie up his supporters. That hasn't happened. The people that supported Scalise fully haven't really jumped all the way on board, or we wouldn't be 20 votes away.